Hello everyone, medical channel with you. What is pickling? Pickling is one of the most common ways to prepare vegetables for the winter. Pickling is a lactic acid fermentation. As a rule, vegetables are fermented in their own juice or in brine. Fermented products characterized by a peculiar sour salty taste and attractive aroma. Tomatoes occupy a special place among the vegetables that can be preserved at home. Marinated tomatoes, just as tasty and most importantly healthy snack. It has been established that many substances important for humans are absorbed much better from such products than from fresh vegetables. Thus, half a glass of canned tomatoes contains 3 times more lycopene, a natural antioxidant, than one natural tomato. The presence of vinegar in moderation also has a beneficial effect on the body, stimulates appetite and reduces the activity of pathogenic bacteria. But these are just small benefits that canned tomato can boast of. Marinated tomatoes, just as tasty and most importantly healthy snack. It has been established that many substances important for humans are absorbed much better from such products than from fresh vegetables. Thus, half a glass of canned tomatoes contains 3 times more lycopene, a natural antioxidant, than one natural tomato. The presence of vinegar in moderation also has a beneficial effect on the body, stimulates appetite and reduces the activity of pathogenic bacteria. But these are just small benefits that canned tomato can boast of. What is the difference between salty, marinade and pickling? Salting is a storage of vegetables in a saline solution. When they salted, the salt dehydrates the vegetable, which increases the shelf life. Marinade, pickling, soaking with a pickle, the main component of which is most often vinegar. When pickling, acetic acid kills bacteria and thus canning occurs. Fermentation is similar to both options at the same time, but no vinegar is added. In the last century, egg barrels were used for sourdoughs. Now they are large glass jars. When fermented, tomatoes are placed in a treated container, put with a solution of salt and water, and they wait for the start of natural fermentation processes. The benefits of green pickled tomatoes. These tomatoes contain vitamins and minerals that are necessary for the normal functioning of the body. Lycopene, a serotonin, promotes brain function and also helps to improve mood. Quercetin is a natural antibiotic, and tomatidine prevents muscle wasting. In the composition of green pickled tomatoes, there is another substance, solanine. In moderation, this element acts as an anti-inflammatory, antispasmodic, and diuretic. Solanine poisoning occurs when 200 to 400 mg of solanine is ingested. What is tomato pickle? Tomato pickle is a mixture of water, salt, sugar, and spices that is used to pickle tomatoes. Over time, this mixture is saturated with tomato juice and juice from other components that were used for preservation. It is important not to confuse brine with marinade. Brine is obtained by fermenting vegetables, and acetic of other acids are used in the marinade. The brine itself has a salty taste with pronounced tomato notes. The brine can be used as a drink. It is also used for the medical purposes and cosmetology. Contraindications and side effect of salted tomatoes. Contraindications for salt use of salted tomatoes are pyelonephritis, cholecystitis, urolithiasis, hypertension. Salt and oxalic acid can slow down the elimination of fluid from the body, thereby aggravating the cause of existing diseases. For ulcers and gastritis, pickled tomatoes are contraindicated since they contain vinegar, due to the fact that tomatoes contain a small amount of oxalic acid. They are not recommended for people suffering from the gout and urolithiasis. In small quantities, salted tomatoes can be consumed by people suffering from liver dysfunction, gallbladder disease, and diabetes mellitus. Interesting facts from history. Tomatoes brought to Europe from South America were cultivated from a long time ornamental plants, and their fruits were considered inedible and belonged to the number of poisonous plants. Mr. Johnson of New Jersey, who ate a whole bucket of tomatoes in the front of the courthouse in the early 19th century, was able to prove otherwise. Surprised people noticed that nothing happened to the military from the fact that he ate so many tomatoes. Since then, tomatoes have become popular. By the way, in the botany, the tomato is considered a berry. At the beginning of the 21st century, the European Union decided to qualify tomatoes as fruits. Why does pickle help with hangover and how to use it correctly? A hangover is caused by metabolic and salt imbalance. From a medical point of view, hangover syndrome are explained by dehydration. After all, any alcohol is with a diuretic effect. It washes away minerals along with the liquid and leads to an aqueous-alkaline imbalance. The liquid accumulates in the tissues and it becomes scarce in the blood. The swelling leads to headaches and stress on the heart. Doctors came to the conclusion that the components of the brine liquid are potassium, magnesium, sodium, salts. They are well balanced in brine. It is this feature that allows you to normalize the metabolism with the hangover syndrome. Salted tomatoes help to normalize the water-salt balance. They remove excess fluid from the body and relieve swelling. A high concentration of potassium has a positive effect on the heart, which a hangover syndrome, cucumber and cabbage pickle will also help. Salted and pickled tomatoes for the constipation. The composition of tomatoes, or rather their peel, contains a larger amount of fiber and pectin fibers. This substance contributes to the activation of intestinal motor function with an improvement in the process of evacuation of feces. Due to the high water content in tomato, it's more than 85% the calla lilies leave the intestines more quickly and easily. Regular consumption of tomatoes contributes to the natural and gentle elimination of constipation. The product, saturated with vitamins, normalizes metabolism, improves stool. Pickled tomatoes for the prevention of diseases of the prostate gland, cervix, and other diseases. The antioxidant properties of salted tomatoes can reduce the likelihood of developing prostate tumors and reduce the risk of cervical cancer. The same lycopene contained in tomatoes acts as an oncoprotector. Pickled tomatoes as an antidepressant. Tomatoes contain a lot of serotonin, which is a kind of happiness hormone for humans. It is a great natural remedy for depression. Moreover, tomatoes contain a substance called tyramine, which when ingested turns into serotonin, making tomatoes a real antidepressant. Pickled tomatoes have a positive effect on the nervous system. Natural hormones in this product will help improve memory, concentration, and normalize the emotional state. Salted and pickled tomatoes for immunity. Another beneficial property of a salty snack is the ability to boost immunity. Salted and pickled tomatoes for vision. Salted tomatoes help restore vision due to the presence of carotene in their composition. The health of the eyes is maintained. Note that there is still more vitamin A in fresh tomatoes. That is also evidence that the lycopene contained in salted tomatoes is necessary to prevent the development of cataracts. Salt and pickled tomatoes for the heart. Salted tomatoes prevent the deposition of fat, cholesterol plaques, and even help break them down. The presence of potassium, magnesium, and iron has a positive effect on the cardiovascular system. Salted and pickled tomatoes for the prevention of blood clots. Pickled tomatoes prevent blood clots by thinning the blood. Salted pickled tomatoes for hypoacid gastritis. Salted pickled tomatoes contain a large amount of water. They quickly break down in the stomach and have a beneficial effect on the gastrointestinal tract of people suffering low stomach acidity. Moreover, with gastritis of varying degrees of severity, they even show healing properties. Salted pickled tomatoes for rejuvenation. Antioxidants found in pickled tomatoes help neutralize free radicals and protect the body from ultraviolet radiation. The chemical composition of tomatoes contains 3 types of antioxidants that can effectively fight free radicals. The most powerful of these is lycopene, which is superior to any other vegetables in terms of the content of tomatoes. Interestingly, processed and pickled tomatoes contain high amounts of lycopene than fresh ones. Therefore, to saturate the body with antioxidants, it will be more useful to use ketchup, tomato juice, and tomato paste. In tomato paste, by the way, the lycopene content is 1.5 times higher than in fresh tomatoes. Pickled tomatoes for facial skin. And finally, a rejuvenating recipe for facial skin. It's very simple. It is useful to wipe the skin and face with tomato pickle. Such a procedure smooths wrinkles, rejuvenate the skin. The result will appear after 2 weeks of such procedures. Friends, subscribe to the medical channel and Telegram channel. In order to subscribe to the medical channel, just click the red button under this video. If you subscribe to the Telegram channel, you will quickly receive announcements of new outgoing videos on your smartphone. A link to subscribe to the Telegram channel will be given in the description of this video. I wish you all good health and see you soon on the medical channel.